Okay, hello, welcome back to Hold Flip Dump. This week, Alex has got the pleasure of looking through the tokens. For anyone that's not seen before, what we do is we pick 3 tokens and we evaluate them based on no information at all. We haven't done any preparation for this. It's just looking at the tokens, working out which ones we want to hold, which ones we want to flip, and which ones we want to dump. We've also got Rickard here, but he will probably try and join at the end. And we've also got some people on the Telegram group. So we're going to do a little live poll and see if we can get some other people's opinions on these tokens. Yeah, Alex, how are you doing?
Yeah, good. I'll do my best. I'm going to be coughing every so often because I've got a bit of a cold, but you know, we'll do our best. Is the beauty of live streaming. So yeah, let's do it. This time there's quite a bit of a challenge. It's going to be really interesting because there are recent ICOs. And Robin, how have you chosen these tokens?
Well, I was browsing this website, icodrops.com, and these were 3 tokens that had raised significant amounts, and they looked interesting. I know nothing really about them, so this is going to be an interesting experience for me as well. I'll give you a quick introduction, and then we can get started. Let's try and we try and keep these to like half an hour or so. So we'll try and speed things along to keep it interesting, short and snappy. So CHAPZ, token number 1, a blockchain service. CHAPZ is an AI-powered plug-and-play protocol that helps build real community engagement and growth whilst rewarding community members in real time. And it raised $1.63 million a couple of weeks ago from the date of filming. And the token is CHAPZ with a Z. And it's on Binance by the looks of it, BEP20. And then quick look at the price. It's gone up in the last few days. But as with any of these, they won't really have much history. This is going to be a new chart. So we're not going to be able to do a lot of technical analysis, but we can still talk about the products and we think about the general idea. Second token is Neutron, which is also on Binance, I believe. Neutron allows developers to easily build cross-chain applications over Inter-Blockchain Communication Protocol, IBC, and provides DeFi dApps with the full economic security of the Cosmos Hub. And they raised $10 million at the end of last month, which is quite impressive. Role of token to utility. So there is some kind of utility associated with Neutron, and then quick look at the charts, and it's stayed more or less level since the launch, up and down a little bit, but not by a huge amount. And then the final one is Pop Social on, I don't know what blockchain that is. What blockchain is that? Pop is a unified platform that brings together diverse social communities, enabling seamless interaction and collaboration by leveraging cutting-edge technologies like generative AI and multiple blockchains. They raised 4.13 million, and that was about a month ago. And the token ticker is PPT.
Very cool.
So yeah.
Okay, well, let's do it. Just loading all of these up right now, and where are we? I'll start sharing. There we go. So let's start with CHAPZ. Again, don't know anything about any of these projects. Really interesting to see. Yes, there's been a very substantial growth in the past couple days. So yeah, 20th, well, actually, since today, look at that jump from, less than a cent all the way to, so it's been a 2x in the past, couple hours? So not bad. So looking at all-time charts also is quite high up from the ICO days. So it's a good sign. It doesn't really happen with new projects. And good exchange support, so Get.io and BitGet, Dodo. Okay, so not looking bad. Let's go into the website, and I'll also load up their social media. Why not? So Engage and earn instantly. What is all this about? Plug and play protocol that helps build real community, real in capital, community engagement and growth, whilst rewarding community members in real time. Interesting. So an incentives project. I'm sure that Robin knows a lot about this. So a campaign. So if you have a community, we hand the controls to you to create ideal campaigns. You can even reward members with the token or NFT of your choice and add eligibility criteria. Okay, so pretty much from what I understand, it's so. Okay, there we go. So they also have services from social media influencer campaigns. Okay, so essentially, it's, from my understanding, and again, spending, as you've seen, probably 30 seconds reading their website, it looks like it's essentially a technology-focused marketing agency. That's what it looks like. And essentially, they've got tools that allows projects to set certain incentives. And this is what's really interesting, is token or NFT of your choice, meaning that potentially project founders, they can set aside a pool of tokens that can be anything from a regular shitcoin all the way to Bitcoin. And then you meet those, as soon as the user meets the criteria to be rewarded, then there's a bit of that being sent out to the wallet. Chat and earn. Okay. Systems manager delivers token rewards. You chat. Okay, this is interesting. Looks like they also reward if you're talking on Discord, which I'm guessing they resolves the issue. Have you ever encountered, Robin, people coming to you and saying, "Hey, I will bring 100 chatters to your Discord, and we'll keep your Discord." Yeah. So I'm guessing that in this case is to get rid of those bots and low quality scammers, really, not low quality.
Yeah, that's an interesting idea, because it's a problem for all of those kinds of services. You get loads of people coming in and saying, "Hey, we can make your Discord jump for only this price. Give us 2 ETH a month, and we'll send 5,000 new users to your Discord." And of course, if you do that, the Discord members you get are pretty low quality, and they tend to just the level of engagement is quite high, but it's not high quality. So maybe this is trying to challenge that and fix that problem. I guess what happens is it will just send the chat log to a large language model and ask it to evaluate how good the chat was, and then airdrop you some tokens. Maybe, I don't know how it works. It's an interesting concept.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, obviously, we can look into some technical analysis. I mean, the charts are not going to show any information whatsoever. Looking at the hourly chart, it looks like this token is heavily overbought. So if we're looking at the RSI, I'll let you guys decide how you do your technical analysis for this sort of token, but I would actually be more keen on understanding their vesting schedules. In this case, this is coming directly from their documentation. This is the supply and tokenomics. There's not a lot of information. We can see they had 3 different stages before going on to the token launch. They had a pre-seed, a seed, and then a strategic round. As to who invested in that, I'm sure that we can find details of that on their site as well. Yeah, there we go. So strategic partners, there we have it. So I'm guessing that these guys came in during the strategic round. Who knows? Maybe a combination of them also went into the other 2 rounds. So in this case, they had a target for, what is this? $18 million. And you said, Robin, they've raised how much?
They have raised at this point $1.63 million.
Okay, 1.63 million. So they're quite shy of this valuation that they've set here. And the token is already trading in exchanges that we saw here. So I'm guessing that they've already closed those private rounds and the public went out. And yeah, there we go. So they're a bit shy. They were trying to raise 18 million. They raised 1.3. So, there's no. it's not bad anyways. Oh, they've got here. It says total raise 1.8.
I guess that was the target, and they fell short of that by the sounds of it. So let's see if we can find out on ICO drops. Oh, it says 1.63 million of a target of 1.63 million. So I don't know if they changed their targets, but yeah, some things doesn't quite match.
Okay. Well, I'm guessing that they will need to update this. Then the team keeps 14%. Okay, fair enough. Plus 7% to their advisors. Rewards 25%. This is where I'm guessing that they're going to be rewarding users with their own pool of tokens. I'm not sure how good that is, because if you're just rewarding people, then they will sell it, and then it's new tokens that come into circulation, and it's added to the total supply based on exchanges, meaning that price will go down, right? Simple economics, more supply in circulation, but less or equal demand, then price will drop. But in any case, it's interesting. I'd love to see if I had access to their vesting schedules, just to see when those tokens will fully vest, and also to understand when potential dumps are going to happen in the market, especially coming from larger investors, from the team and advisors, because they're the ones that will vest. Okay, and then, a bit more text into their economy as to how all of this works. But you can see pretty graph, nice, but not a lot of information right now. So that's the only thing that I'm missing. I'd like to see, for something that's this new, I would like to see their vesting schedules. As a final point, it will be really interesting to see who their team is. So Daniel Powell, okay, so at least their founders are there. I'm not sure if LinkedIn is going to open up. No, it will not. It won't open. No, we need to. Okay, I invite you guys to go into LinkedIn and check their experience. I'm on a incognito window here, so we can check their experience later on. And yeah, very interesting. Just missing that little bit of information, which would be how the token is going to vest. And then finally, we've got a good amount of followers, which is what you would expect from a token that is going to be launching. Is that just me, or there's only one tweet from 13th of November?
Good point. Let's have a look. Let me see if I can pull up their Twitter.
Okay. Then in the meantime, I might just switch to another window, and then hopefully we can see what the team is all about. But yeah, other than that, I don't have a lot more to review of this. Any thoughts, Robin?
Yeah, just one thing to add about that. That was a good summary, guys. If you go to their About page on CoinMarketCap, they had an interesting point about what they're doing. To me, it seems like their whole thing is AI qualified community engagement. And they said the depth of CHAPZ's innovation doesn't end there, recognizing that genuine conversations are not just topic-based. CHAPZ introduces a unique feature, the ability to sort communities by sentiment. This ensures users can align themselves with communities that mirror their beliefs, values, and emotions. Alongside, engagement metrics offer a transparent glimpse into how active and participative a community truly is. No more settling for dormant groups. With CHAPZ, you find communities that are alive and buzzing as you desire. So it seems to be they are adding an AI layer to Discord and community engagement, or communities around the internet, and giving marketers more of a way to qualify certain people's involvement. So if you want to earn money by being a moderator, or by being somebody pushing the community, then you can actually do that more effectively, and perhaps remove some of the bots that tend to plague that space. Yeah, it looks like there are more posts on the Twitter, so they're getting a decent amount of engagement. I guess it's a very new project, so you'd expect to see quite a bit of engagement. But yeah, they're posting every few hours and getting thousands of likes, so that's all checking out. Quick plug for the Wobble Twitter, please follow. Let's move on. So Neutron is the next one.
Yes, absolutely.
Got to get it in.
I managed to log in to my LinkedIn. So something that I would recommend is those two things. One, check in for vesting schedules to know if there's going to be any dumps in the market. To check who the founders are, because also gives you a good level of security as to whether they've got any background information, any background to actually support the fact that they're going to do well with your money. But in any case, something that's really nice about crypto is that you find a lot of underdogs. You find a lot of people that, they just show up, do a great job, and, they provide great returns for people. So yeah, don't take that as an absolute. Now we've got Neutron. Is it right? NTRN.
Yeah, Neutron. Neutron allows developers to easily build cross-chain applications over Inter-Blockchain Communication Protocol, IBC, and provides DeFi dApps with the full economic security of the Cosmos Hub. I think that this one is based on Cosmos. Yeah, that's right.
Yep, brilliant. Okay, that sounds interesting. Yeah, let's go onto the website. Start with that. This one has a bit more information in terms of analytics and data, which is a bit more up my street. But let's start with the basics, and we'll go to the website. I just want to make sure. Yeah, there we go. Smart contract platform secured by Cosmos Hub. Most secure Cosmos platform. List of smart contracts. Okay, so let's see. Backed by likes of Binance Labs. Okay, so why Neutron? Permissionless. Okay, this might be something that, Robin, you understand a bit more than I do. What is Neutron? How about we check that? To the mint. Okay. Lets developers launch smart contracts-based applications that can scale across interchain and a network of 50 plus blockchains connected via IBC. Do you know what IBC is?
I can't say that I've come across IBC, no, but it seems like it might be some kind of transport layer protocol for smart contracts. So maybe you build it on one and it handles the interchain communication. I don't know. That's a very vague guess. What is Cosmosm? That's a good question.
Yeah. Something that I'm not too keen on is that the website doesn't really speak much about what they're doing. Documentation just essentially talks about exactly the same. Interchange security. I want to know what the project does. Build and run. I mean, before I build, run, or contribute, there's no information on contribution. Launch instructions.
So the outline on just quickly, the outline on CoinMarketCap is Neutron is the most secure cross-chain smart contracting platform. It combines the security of a top 10 blockchain by staked capitalization with bleeding-edge cross-chain infrastructure to enable DeFi applications to securely scale across a growing network of 51 plus interconnected blockchains. So this idea of like build once and deploy across all blockchains is a very compelling one from a developer's perspective, because typically you'd have to write a smart contract, deploy on Ethereum or Polygon or whatever layer 2. And then if you want to then scale to a different blockchain, you have to redeploy, you have to go through all the whole process of getting the native token, deploying on the network. So maybe Neutron is a way to speed that process up. That's my guess.
Okay. Maybe it's me, but I usually like seeing tokenomics a bit simpler. I think there's too much text, and I'd like to see numbers. I'd like to see log drop allows. Yeah, there's too much. I think it's very bad price, USDC price, IBC interactions. Okay, so I'm not super comfortable with this. I think that this would require a lot of study. I think we're going into the tokenomics, and the tokenomics just say 25 fees are sent to the hub as payments. and then 75% are either burnt or sent to the reserve. Okay. Reserve holds Neutron, sends them to Neutron DAO. Distribution contract. Okay. So essentially still relies quite heavily on the Cosmos ecosystem. Yeah. Okay. So
it
I
seems
guess
to supply. It seems to rely on Cosmos for security and proof of stake, and then once deployed on Cosmos, it then seems to push it out to other blockchains, as far as I can tell, which is a downside because I think by the looks of it, it has to be written in Rust, which is crucially not Solidity, which is the main, most popular blockchain programming language. So if you're comfortable in Rust and you're a developer and you want to push to Neutron, then that sounds like a good option. But if you're not, then potentially you've got to learn a new programming language.
Yeah. Interesting. Not a big fan of what's going on here. Funny enough, if you look at the charts, somehow it's gone up. So if we take starting at that close, and we're at that close so far, so it's 20% up since launch, which is not bad. Very common for loads of projects that are launching a new token. There was a major drop. Okay, but as we can see here right now, it was oversold at 50 cents. And yeah, now it's getting closer to a fair pricing. So yeah, still not super confident. It could be, just basing it on technical analysis only. It could drop all the way there if it's going to fall to, better prices, that green line. So there's still plenty of room to fall. Now, it's a very new token. I wouldn't rely on technical analysis. But I must say, where I'm sitting right now is that I'm not a big fan because there's too much. It's too complicated, right? You want things to be as easy as possible and, be able to make a decision without having to read a full load of text and be a developer. But that's my personal opinion, of course. Any other notes?
It's a valid criticism. I think it's definitely something that needs to be addressed. I mean, it is obviously a tech-heavy project, but if you want people to invest that aren't so tech involved, and like with any tech project, you have to go through quite a lot of research and make sure that the developers are worth their salt, and make sure that things like the GitHub are active, and you want a thriving developer community and that kind of thing. So it's actually, I think, a lot harder to invest in heavily technical projects because there's just so much more research that you need to do. But it seems like an interesting project. I am a little bit concerned by the requirement to code the smart contracts in Rust, because I think with Ethereum and the whole layer 2 ecosystem being based in Solidity, you're going to struggle to find people for that. Well, not struggle, but there'll be a smaller pool of developers, so that will limit it slightly. But yeah, like you said, the price seems to be stable for the time being. It's only been around for a few weeks, but it'd be interesting to see where it goes. Have you got any more comments on Neutron, or should we move on to Pop Social?
Yep, I've moved on to Pop Social here.
Okay.
And price-wise, not looking great. It tends to happen with new tokens that the moment they go live, people try and take profits. Something that could be interesting is actually bet against new tokens. That's something that you can do if you're interested in knowing more. Google it. No financial advice, of course. Don't bet against or for tokens. It's not what I'm saying. I'm not an expert, so I cannot tell you what to do with your money. So let's go to Pop Social and see what this is about. So from their websites. Okay, we see all sorts of very nice logos telling you who their partners are and the press coverage they've had. I'd be more interested in finding out what this is all about. We see the token itself is run by a sustainable economic model. I'd like to see that sustainable economic model. This is not a link, so
you'd hope that all new projects were a sustainable economic model, but that seems quite a vague definition. So interesting.
Exactly. Okay, so they've got a light paper, so let's open that up. Hopefully it'll be easy to read. And very detailed roadmap over here. So launched last year. So happy anniversary, Pop Social. Q4, we're in Q4 now. So yeah, happy anniversary. Decentralization journey, interesting. I like when projects are very honest and they say, look, we'll probably not start being decentralized, but here's our plan to, start detaching ourselves from the project and just letting the community run it. It's interesting. I'm not sure if this is what it means, but there we go. And okay, I still don't know what Pop Social does, and I'm halfway through their website. So, okay, social platform where engagement earns rewards. Okay, here we go. So, Pop Social, if anybody's looking for Pop Social and what they're about, you need to scroll a little bit, probably, halfway through their website, but it tells you that it's a social platform that values your active participation and rewards you for every interaction. Nice. As you connect with friends, well, we've got all information. Imagine being able to turn your passion for connecting with others into tangible rewards. There is unlocking premium features, accessing VIP events, or even receiving exclusive digital collectibles. With Pop, the possibilities are endless. That sounds so nice. That sounds very good. Okay, so they've got limited edition stuff. I'd like to see number of users. I'd like to see the tokenomics. Okay, it's not a link. You hear me clicking away. Why are the tokenomics, man? I'm looking for some more information. Robin, any comments so far?
I also like it when they are honest about decentralization. Decentralization is difficult, and people don't often admit that. And it's easier to start off centralized as a more regular company and then become a DAO. Sometimes people start with the DAO and try and build from scratch, which I think is the hard way to do it. But with any kind of social Web3 projects, there's a lot of marketing and buzzwords, and what really matters are engagement numbers, because building a social network from scratch, as we saw with Friends Tech, which I think has fallen off a cliff. I don't think that's doing so well anymore. Let's have a look what the price is doing. But it really requires a huge push, and so many massive companies have tried to create social networks. Google, for example, have tried many times to create a social network and failed. So you need some very, very strong network effects to make it work, especially on Web3, which is already a niche. So I'm always skeptical about. I know it's a problem. I know that there is a huge market, and I know that once somebody cracks the code, it's going to be massive. But I think you need a massive amount of backing or some very, very clever network effects to make it work.
A lot of macro analysts, crypto macro analysts, they about how decentralized social media and DeFi are the two sectors that are really going to push the next bull market. As to whether they're right or not, that's another story. But it is interesting because we're starting to see loads of new projects in Web3 that are looking to do just that. Of course, no project will be complete without this buzzword AI. So AI content creator studio, user-centric experience. Okay. We can drop links later on to for anybody that's interested in learning more about this. I went into the light paper to see if I could get more information on the tokenomics. But so far, oh, here we go. How interesting. Okay. Very interesting graphic. As you can see, well, the basics, users get PPT, so Pop Social token, and then that can go onto creators. I'm guessing that you use that to subscribe to a creator, to tip creators. And then there we go. So advertisers, they buy ad space. Oh, there we go. So the utility is that if you're going to advertise in Pop Social, you need to buy the token, meaning that that's out of circulation, spent within the app. Okay, interesting. I'd like to see more information about their actual numbers. I'd like to see supply, vesting schedules, and all that, but it's not here. Okay. Interesting. How can I download Pop? No. And they've got a couple of rounds, but you said that these guys raised how much, Robin?
These guys raised $4.13 million.
Very cool. Congratulations, guys. In just a year, getting here is it's really good. I mean, at the end of the day, we don't know a lot about these projects, so it's not that we're criticizing them. We're just, going through the information available. And at the end of the day, starting a company is very complicated. So if you got here after a year and you raised close to 5 million, well done. Now, I cannot find a lot of information about the tokenomics. Have you found anything at all?
I've not, no, but I have found some interesting numbers about Friends Tech. I was just curious about how they're doing, and I'm looking at a graph on June Analytics, and it seems like activity has really stopped. Well, not stopped, but massively decreased since around the end of October sort of time. We're seeing new users have basically stopped completely, and returning users are in gradual decline. So there's an example of a very hyped social Web3 project that is now not doing so well. I couldn't find the token, but I would be willing to bet that the price action on that is not as great as it could be. But yeah, the thing is, like, they had some really strong interaction, strong engagement on Twitter. Everyone was talking about it. People were sharing their profiles, and they did have some strong market dynamic, referral dynamics. But even that was not enough to break through. And it seems to be, I don't know, maybe it will come back, but for now, it seems to not be doing too well. So yeah, if you hadn't guessed already, I'm not particularly bullish on Pop Social, but yeah, what do you think, Alex?
Yeah, same. I'm not. It's just the competition is very complicated. It's very tough, and 5 million is a brilliant amount to have raised. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to be just enough to compete with the likes of Friends Tech, or even I'd like to see how Threads is doing, because Threads by Facebook, they obviously had a lot more capital. They had a huge increase of users in a couple of days. But is anybody using Threads? If anybody's watching this later on, you're going to notice that we don't know a lot about many of these things. But that's the whole point, because, people will go into different tokens not knowing much. And the idea is to do a quick scan. If you're confident with the token, then go for it. If, don't go for it. Don't take that as advice. Do a quick scan and then make a decision afterwards. This is a great example
of what does not constitute due diligence. If you want to invest in a token, this is not enough. You need to be doing more work than this. I would some of these look interesting, and maybe I would think about buying some of these tokens, but not based on the amount of work that we do in these sessions. This is just a quick overview to try and just understand what there is, and in this case, what's new in terms of crypto tokens. So how are you feeling, Alex? Should we go to a decision, or do you want to say anything more about Pop Social?
No, I've got nothing else about Pop Social. It's just very tough. don't really understand how to invest in tokens that are this early in the journey. It's very, very difficult. And I'm not sure where to go. So CHAPZ, what was CHAPZ? I completely forgot. And I literally just
CHAPZ was the digital marketing. It was like you pay for AI, which will score the engagement of your people on your Discord, or I guess other channels as well. So basically, smart engagement evaluation. I don't know. That's not a good way of describing it, but you get the idea.
Yeah, exactly. So very difficult. Something that I should have checked is CHAPZ. They offer services, social media, influencer, and all that stuff. I'm wondering if the revenue generated from those services goes into their balance sheet, or if it goes into the token. If it goes to the token, brilliant, more utility. It means that if I buy this token and then these guys have an incredible amount of new clients and they start selling their services, then there we go. That's easy growth, very easy to understand, and you don't really need to deal with just focusing on Web3 users to buy the token and trade it, etc. So I'm not sure. I mean, that information wasn't very clear, whether on the documentation or on the website. Obviously, it wouldn't be on the website, but you know, with Pop Social, very difficult as well. Very difficult. And Neutron, I didn't understand it. So I'll start with the dump. I'm going to go with Neutron to dump. Why? Because I'm not very confident that I understand what this is about. I'm guessing, you know, Robin, you said that it solves a issue for developers, but I'm not a developer. And so I didn't really understand what they do. And so for that reason, I wouldn't really risk it. With Pop Social, I'll probably go with Pop Social for a flip. Hopefully, you know, when the whole buzz about, you know, decentralized social media, the new bull market, etc., you know, I will potentially risk it there for a short-term gain. As we can see, you know, it went into a bottom, all-time bottom right there, but it's been recovering. Yes, it looks red, but don't take it like this. CoinMarketCap just do it like that because, you know, the initial price was a bit higher, but in any case, you know, it's just 6 cents below that initial price. So not bad for a new token. I will probably flip this one. And since I need to choose a token to hold, because those are the rules, and, you know, those are the rules, I would go with CHAPZ only if the revenue generated from services goes into the token. If they use that money to purchase token, to burn tokens, whatever it is, I would go with this for a hold, for a long-term hold, actually. If it stays in their balance sheet, then I would put this also into a flip. But again, we've got certain rules in this conversation. So in short, I will hold CHAPZ, I will flip Pop Social, and I will dump Neutron.
Interesting. We should have said beforehand that we don't hold any of these tokens. We're not pumping our own bags here at all. Full disclaimer.
Exactly.
We do not hold any of these tokens. But actually, CHAPZ in literally in the last few minutes has gone up quite a bit. So I don't know if anyone's listening and they've just bought a huge amount of CHAPZ, but that seems to be doing quite well as of this second. It'd be interesting to come back to this in a few weeks and reevaluate. I actually agree with a lot of what you said there, Alex. It's interesting because both Neutron and Pop Social are trying to fix really big problems. Neutron being the multi-chain problem of like trying to deploy and manage services across multiple blockchains that don't necessarily work together. And they're taking it from the developer perspective. Most people go from the consumer side of things, trying to make it easier for consumers, but these guys are trying to make it easier for developers, which is an interesting take on that, and could have potential. I think Neutron are going about it the wrong way in terms of the blockchain and how they're trying to attract developers. I think that attracting Solidity developers would be a smarter play, potentially, but obviously I don't know much about the project, so I'd have to find out a lot more details before I actually made that judgment completely. Pop Social, like I said, it's a huge problem and one that could be solved by Web3 in a compelling way, but even with their $4.13 million raise, I don't think they are the people to do it. They probably need a huge partnership with a massive existing player or something else, something really, really smart, which will bypass that. But I don't think they've got that. So Pop Social is going to be my dump. And Neutron, I think, potentially could have long-term value. But actually, I think CHAPZ has the more long-term value for me, because this is actually solving a very specific problem that is achievable. They've got $1.6 million of from their ICO, and I think that is enough to solve this problem. A lot of people need to know how good their engagement is. AI is a very good tool for summarizing text, so they can use AI. I understand the tech, and it makes a lot of sense. So that would be my hold. And then Neutron, I'm going to flip in the hopes that the price goes up considerably in the next few weeks or months, and then I sell at the top. That would be my play. Again, not financial advice, because we are not qualified to give financial advice. This is all just a bit of fun. Rickard, if you are around, feel free to chip in with your thoughts.
Okay, I can do it, but I gotta tell you that my kind of or my style of investment is more like choosing a big winner and then go like kind of all in. So I haven't seen a winner like that on those projects. Probably my lack of information, but I still haven't found the right token to go all in. So I would say probably we need to dig deeper. But at the moment, I'm going to stay like dumping all of them.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Well, that's such an easy answer there. Like, you know, you need to get your hands dirty. We'll do that next time. We need to get you to get your hands dirty.
I promise, but I have no experience like, selecting the tokens at this stage. So I think it's a very hard task. To have all the information and, the instinct to choose one and then, probably get rich or do a great trade on that. But I'm the kind of investor that not how they call it an early bird. No, I'm the ones that come at the next stage while, the token start having some, some tracking or something like that. And I see that other people get in, token likes, and the communities grow. So then I think that there's something there. But at this stage, I gotta tell you, it's very hard for me at the moment. I'm not used, to find out or guess that this is gonna be successful at this point. So I'm just at the moment, listening, trying to understand the things at this stage, and probably I'm going to get dirty next time or the next.
Yeah, that's fair enough. You're going to watch this back in like 2 weeks' time and you'll be like, oh, if only I'd got in on CHAPZ and when they said it's going to be big. You've got to get in early to get the big gains. But yeah, that's totally understandable. I probably also would not invest in any of these.
I know people that invest kind of $100 in every token. Like one of them is going to explode, and I'm going to get money from it. But in the end, you probably spend a lot, and many of them disappear. So I think it's not worth it. So you gotta wait for the right one, and then do some kind of all in or 3 or 4, but not more, because you cannot diversify so much.
Very true.
Yeah, fair.
Very true.
Well, there we have it. Cool. We've been here, 15 minutes? So we'll probably wrap it up. We'll try and, I think I rumbled a bit today. So we'll aim to keep it shorter next time and try and make it a bit easier to watch if anybody's watching on YouTube later on. And Robin, thanks for selecting these and taking the time and doing the work. I'll do the same for next week, and hopefully we can get a bit of sweat coming from you, because you really make me sweat with these ones. It's so tough. But there we go.
Yeah. Here's 3 tokens that have absolutely no history that you can't do technical analysis on. Let's see what happens. No, you handled it very well. I think I gave you a very difficult task there. But next week, I'll get paid back. I'll get my payback. In the meantime, I'm going to be riding the CHAPZ wave all the way to the top, and I'm going to be a millionaire next week. So maybe I'll be on my yacht.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Well, thanks, guys.
So
We'll see you all next week in the next episode of Hold, Flip, or Dump.